So it's about time I do this recipe in person. I'm going to do it from a first-person view just so people can see how to do this. These things are so fantastic, sweet, nutty, salty, savory, oh yeah, delicious. So what they are is we'll take a pretzel wafer, put a little bit, maybe about a teaspoon of melted white chocolate, or I like to use almond bark, some nuts, either pecans or pistachios, and then we'll sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on. I used to use whole pistachios. I'm going to do a mix of whole and food processed pistachios, as well as some chopped pecans. So basically what we'll do, we'll lay out a piece of parchment paper, we'll heat up the white chocolate or almond bark, whatever you prefer to use. We'll get everything set up. Need an array of bowls for this, and we will assemble it all. So we got the almond bark melted, I got the pecans crushed up into pretty fine pieces, got some whole pistachios, got some more pistachios ground up in some fine pieces. We'll save this for the end. What I used to do was, after I put on the almond bark, I would take a little bit of sprinkle of this and sprinkle it on by hand. Then I just realized, since I put these in a Tupperware or a gallon-sized baggie, that I can just put a few shakes in when it's all done, shake it up, and it distributes evenly. So, all right, what we're gonna do is a couple taps, and initially I found that 3 pistachios is the way to go, and this warm almond bark acts as like a glue for the nuts. So a couple taps of this, put a couple pecan pieces on here. What's nice about the parchment paper too is when the almond bark dries, they just come right off, which is real nice. And depending on how many pretzels I have left, I might do a little combo of the pistachio, but just for reference, let's try a couple. I'll probably just drizzle this on and maybe smush it down a hair, and ooh, yeah, that looks good. Let's try with the pistachio. Pretty big chunks in there. All right, well, I'm gonna finish knocking these out, and we'll go in for a taste test at the end. As always, so for the sake of this video, what I did was 4 different styles. I did the whole pistachios, just kind of a row of those just to see how they turned out, and then a pistachio or a pecan pieces. Each of them have a different look. They all taste regular, relatively the same. And I did a crushed pistachio and a crushed pecan. So if you're into uniformity, then I guess you could choose one of these 4 types. We will, for the sake of this video, I'll put them in a baggie and shake them up with cinnamon or dynamite. But these are, I guess, 4 different styles you can use. You can also use a whole pecan as well. 1 whole pecan works perfect on these as well. And the pecans are a little bit better with the cinnamon. The pistachios are great on their own, but also could do with a splash of cinnamon. So 4 different styles, all equally delicious. So I was curious on if we take a pretzel, dip it in the almond bark, white chocolate, and then use the pulverized nuts, how it would look out. Doesn't look as presentable. However, if you're trying to knock out a ton of these, for goodie bags, I've given these away for Christmas before. That might be the fastest option. One thing I forgot to add too was, definitely want to wait till the white chocolate or the almond bark is dry before you pull these off. They can be a little bit messy, but as you can hear, snacking in between is a bonus. So this variation, B-. I'm sure they still taste pretty good. So I took all these off the parchment paper, and a good way to do it is once they're all dry, you can kind of just fold it up and slide it all in. So the finishing touch on this is going to be a couple shakes of cinnamon. So I'm gonna do 4, just because I like cinnamon. What I want to do is get as much air in the bag as possible. Still, I'll roll it around. Get them all nice and coated. Oh man, this smells so good. You can see the little cinnamon flakes on the top and the bottom. Oh, they smell fantastic. Sweet and nutty, cinnamony. You can even smell the pretzel a little bit in there. 4 great flavors blended all together. Let's give it a shot. And the secret of these is you can't just wolf them down. Slow chew at about second 8. Fantastic. Well, hope you enjoyed this. For those who haven't tried them, I suggest making them. Those who have tried them, this is how I do it. Super simple. The whole process took, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And these are a hit. You will crush any dinner party, informal dinner party. What an amazing taste. Thanks, everyone.